Welcome back. So let's go through kind of a checklist of the spiritual qualities that you possess, as well as those that may come online the longer you meditate. Many people are used to clairvoyance. That's where you get flashes of insight, where you see a picture of a place, but it's out of context. And then it's not until you've traveled down your personal timeline for a while that you're like, oh, I've seen this before. It gives you a feeling of deja vu. This is clairvoyance coming online. The other one is clairaudience. This is where you may hear things that other people do not. You have a heightened sense of hearing. And this happens a lot when you're meditating, because you'll notice how all of a sudden you're hearing the air conditioning and you didn't hear it before. You start paying attention to this aspect as you meditate. The next one is clairsentience. This is where you'll have feelings move about your body, either on top of the skin or when you hear truth, a lot of times the hair on the back of your neck will stand up, or as some people like to call it, they call them truth pimples, when you get goose flesh because a truth has manifested itself and it's something that is guidance for you. Clairvoyance is the ability to smell. This is a lot of times done with perfume, like a deceased relative may have had a perfume that you were used to. In my case, I often smell flowers, or I'll smell tobacco because of different people in my life that were like that. And their clairgustance is a taste. And a lot of times if I am in meditation and I am in a place in my meditation that I need to move away from, I'll start to taste ash in my mouth. And then I'll move out of that space and focus my attention on something else, and then the taste will move. Or I will taste sweet, like a beautifully sweet taste. And so these are things that happen as you meditate. In the previous video, we were talking about moving into a space that makes you feel safe or comfortable. As you move through these areas, especially if you find yourself when your meditation where you're walking down a path or something, please listen for the sound of leaves crunching under your feet. Accentuate, what are you smelling? Are you smelling the damp earth? Do you smell the moss that's on the trees? And then with your clairaudience, can you hear the type of animal scurrying? What you try to do, well, you don't need to try, this happens. As you relax, you will start to have an all-around sensory experience of a highly spiritual place. And the colors you see and the experiences that you hear, smell, and taste, and the feelings you have will be higher in frequency and clarity. And it's very hard to describe because it is an experience. And just like an orange, I can describe for you the taste, smell, texture, feeling, flavor of an orange. But until you eat that orange yourself, it's just so many words. So I want you to be aware that as you move in your meditations, you are going to have the best home theater that you can possibly have. And once you start meditating and experiencing these experiences, nothing can compare, because it is beyond our three-dimensional experience. It is more, brighter, clearer, and more satisfying. So that is the best way I know how to describe. So as you're walking along the beach, if that happens to be your location, smells of the salt air, feel the sand between your toes, feel the water as it comes up to your ankles. Those sorts of things will help you. If you choose to be more of an indoor person in your meditations, like when I was in this church, I can immediately go back to that memory and smell the wet stone around me, feeling the age of the building, feeling the devotion of those that came to this building to seek out guidance and answers. And in this kind of environment, I can always smell the wood, the timbers that were hewn, and the age of the planks that were making up the flooring. So these are the ways that you really bring a lot of your spiritual gifts online, and you then begin you begin to experience your 3D reality. When you come out of meditation, you begin to experience your 3D reality in a higher frequency. And that's the only way I know how to explain it as a scientist. So I hope this helps you as you move through your meditation. There's a checklist you can download beside this video or under this video, and you can go through it. And after each meditation, I recommend that you go through and see which one of your gifts was highest. And a lot of people, it's clairaudience or clairvoyance first, and the others come online. And that checklist is just kind of a reminder. How are you doing? How are you expanding? And the whole point of this is like anything that we do in this life on this spiritual journey, and it's practice. There are times where people will practice for weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden they'll hear a bell or they will hear something. So realize that your gifts will wax and wane, just like anything, like the phases of the moon, but they will get stronger and stronger and stronger the more you practice. So keep at your 3-minute meditations. They will help you progress in some fantastic ways. Good luck.